Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. Right back. I was literally just here filming like 10 minutes ago, and I just rendered my last video and it's uploading on YouTube right now, and I was looking for some pictures to use for my thumbnail of Alexis Stone when I realized that Alexis Stone had just uploaded his response video that I was talking about him doing in my last video, which is called James Charles versus Alexis Stone. Exclusive statements. So if you'd like to hear their exclusive statements, which you're going to want to hear James, go over there and check out that video. It's going to be up just moments before this video. And I was sitting around trying to get ready for my live stream tonight. We're going to read from the Sheila Wood Friendship Club. But anyway, when I noticed that Alexis put out his response video about everything that had happened the last couple days. Now, I have to tell you, okay, that I really thought that he was going to come out and be like, I stand by what I said, and don't step up to me, and blah, 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 and I am the one that, you know, all this kind of stuff. But he didn't say that at all. He didn't, not one bit. And he did a video, and his video is called To Those I Recently Hurt. It is so fresh. Hot potatoes. It's so fresh on the YouTube right now that it has no views. None whatsoever. But it has 229 likes and 80 dislikes, which I thought was really interesting, you know? It's like, nobody's ever happy with whatever turns out. And I have to say that sitting back and just kind of watching the video objectively, and these are just my thoughts, okay, this is just my commentary on it, I thought it was a very nice video. He goes in and he kind of explains a little bit why he went off at the mouth and that he's been having, listen, but we all have bad days. Everybody is working through something at any point in their life, right? And, I don't know, but I love that he came on there so quickly and he just owned it and he said, hey, listen, this is what I did. I got about 2/3 of the way through the video and I thought, is he truly going to sit in this video and not apologize to James Charles? But he did. He apologized to James Charles. He apologized to Abby, who's the young lady that he, like, reposted her picture. He apologized to anybody that he's hurt in the last week, on and on and on. And I was very impressed about that, you know, and he talked about being in recovery, which I'm a person in recovery. I've been sober for 24 years. So I really related to him on that. And I thought, you know, this is true ownership. I really like this. The thing is, okay, and this is where, like, there's an 80 dislikes to 229 likes, is that, you know, we live in a society where I don't think people really, like, want you to change sometimes, you know? I think it's hard, especially, like, in a social media world that we live in today, and I'm going to go in here and read some of the comments, because I was quite surprised, unless he's deleting comments, and I just have a hard time believing Alexis Stone is somebody that sits around deleting comments. Maybe I'm wrong. Somebody else can prove me right on that, or prove me wrong on that, but I have a feeling that he just doesn't really care about stuff like that. So the comments were all pretty positive, which I thought was interesting, with so many likes and dislikes on there. But the video was done very, very well, and, you know, I just think that we live kind of in this society today where I think people don't really want you to change. They don't really want to give you the opportunity for growth, and it's really sad, you know? And it's really like, no matter what you do to, like, show anybody, like, hey, I'm a different person or whatever, I'm trying to take ownership for this, I think it really doesn't matter today. I think that we live in a canceled culture, that when somebody sees you as canceled, you're canceled for good. They're never gonna see you in a different way again. It's just over, end of story, blah, 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 whatever. And it's really sad, isn't it? Because I think that what happens when we do that is we're really missing out. You know, in 2018, honest to God, like, from a drama channel point of view, and having experienced it a little bit on my own as well, you know, was a canceled culture year. It really was. And the thing that's sad about that, right, is that we evolve and we grow up over time. Like I said in my last video, you have to fall down to learn to get back up. We only grow in life when we make mistakes. Like, I don't know about you, but I haven't learned my greatest lessons in life by true success. I have really learned my greatest lessons in life when I have fallen flat on my face and screwed up and done and said things that I'm not proud of, or things that I, you know, wish I hadn't, and said them in ways to people that I wish I hadn't, which there's a lot of those things out there for me, and I'm sure Alexis as well. And as people in recovery, we do inventory and we take a look, you know, at those things. And, you know, I talk a lot on my Peterisms channel about being responsive instead of reactionary. And I have lived much of my life as being reactionary. And I see a lot of myself and Alexis in the way that he reacts to things. You know, something happens and he reacts. Something happens and he reacts. And, you know, for me personally, that's something that I've really been working on in the last couple years, you know, but specifically in the last few months, to not be as reactionary and to sit on things. In my last video, I said, in case you didn't go watch it first, you didn't, did you? Now you're like, we're waiting for the Sheila Wood Friendship Club. I mean, I am too. Don't find love over there in the Sheila Wood Friendship Club. So anyway, but you know, I said this in my last video that I really wish that anything that you put out there you sit on for 24 hours, good or bad, even his apology video, you know, I think is great. I thought he did a great job of just owning it and whatever. But like people are going to say you're making, because he does kind of go in there and excuse like why he did it and things. And people are going to say you're making excuses for it and blah, 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 blah. You know, and at the end of the day, I don't think people really want to hear excuses. They just want to hear ownership. At least I've learned that. So anyway, let's go in here and read a few of the comments, because most of them are really pretty nice. 112 comments, no views. Somebody said, maybe invest in a social media manager, just a thought. And this other person responds and says, I hope he sees this, because yes. I feel like you were just misunderstood. Love you, says somebody else. To people who say he didn't do anything wrong, he did. That's why he made the video. He knows that it was wrong and he is trying to fix it. You can't enable someone's bad behavior. That doesn't help. I'm glad he owned up to his mistakes and is working on a fix. And, you know, I think that's an interesting point of view, because that's kind of what I was talking about, this whole canceled culture kind of thing, you know? It's like, you know, people do want to see you just kind of stay stuck, I think, sometimes. I think there are a lot of people out there that really want to see the good in people and really want to see them change, you know? But I think to really show that, it's like, this is what's very confusing to the audience, okay? And like, just sitting back and watching this and giving my completely objective point of view on this literally just happened, okay? I mean, like earlier today, he was in an Instagram story saying, I don't take back anything I said. Then he turns around a couple hours later and he says, you know, like, to anybody I heard out there, I'm really, really sorry. James, I shouldn't have used the words that I used. I wish I hadn't said the things I said to you. And so people are very confused by that, you know? I was talking about this in my vlog the other day, that I grew up in a world where like my mom and I were like great fighters and we would scream and yell, but then 10 minutes later we were hugging and I love you and all that was forgotten. What I have grown to learn is that much of the world is not like that. Much of the world needs time to process what has happened. And I can't expect the world to always meet me where I'm at. You know, if I go off on somebody, there's going to be ramifications from that. And the best that I can do is to show over time that I'm trying to learn from the mistakes of my past and be a better person. So I think it's great that he turned around and he owned it very, very quickly. But for a lot of people, they're not going to believe it. They're going to be like, okay, but what are you going to do tomorrow? Like, what's going to happen tomorrow? And that's where you have to see long-term change of somebody over a long period of time. It just can't happen overnight. But like I said, I thought it was a good video. And then somebody said the only thing you said, they said a bad word. I'm not using bad words in my videos no more. He said was he said a derogatory word. But everything you said about hollow voice needed to be said. I'm glad someone said it anyway, LOL. And then they said, I saw it on Rich Lux's video, and yeah, just keeping it real. And then somebody said, they asked question about the derogatory word. I clicked so fast, but then I remembered that I don't care. Holy fast click action, Batman. Owning up to your mistakes and being genuinely apologetic is the best thing you can do. I'm happy to see the video because most people would have just ignored the situation. Kudos to you, Alexis. Advice from someone that's been there, done that. Bite your tongue and turn your back to what's bothering you before doing again what you did. I love your work, but from time to time you really disappoint me. Much love. And you know, I have to say, out of all the comments that I'm reading through here, this is from Linda. That's a really, really genuine response, you know? Just, let's read it again, because I really like this response. Advice from someone that's been there, done that. Bite your tongue and turn your back to what is bothering you before doing again what you did. I love your work, but from time to time you really disappoint me. Much love. And I think that's the thing, you know? I'm a believer that we have to fall down so we can learn to get back up. I'm a believer that we have to make mistakes in our life so that we can learn from them, right? But it's like Oprah says, when you know better, you do better, right? And, I think she got that from Maya Angelou. And, you know, like in my personal life, I'm trying to do better because I know better, right? Does that mean that I'm going to still make mistakes? Absolutely. You know, I wish I was done learning mistakes. Trust me, it's not real fun sometimes, the pain that we go through to learn mistakes. It's hurtful. We hurt other people. We hurt ourselves. whatever, you know? But the thing is that when you have all of these people that love you, like Alexis does, you know, and then you are reactionary instead of responsive, okay? And responsive is sitting on something and really thinking it through before you react on it, then people begin to respect you, right? Because like I said in my last video, it becomes not what you're saying, it's how you're saying it. And what people are reacting to and responding to as well is how he said it, not what he said. Because I think there are a lot of people out there, I don't know, that would probably agree with some of the things that he said, you know? But maybe just not how he said it. And you want to be heard, you know? He talks a lot in this video about his platform, the platform that he's been given, the platform, you know? Yes, you've been handed a powerful position in this world. Do something really good with it. Ownership and awareness is such a great place to start, you know? And I'm impressed that he turned around and he did this. It was a very heartfelt video, you know? And I think for him to turn around and get on video and just own this stuff, it's obvious to me that he probably talked to some people and said, like, what do you think I should do? And like some people gave him some suggestions because, you know, sometimes we need to come down from the fire a little bit. You know, sometimes we're like really, really angry in that moment and we really can't see, you know, what's going on around us and we need somebody to point it out to us. And there's been many moments in my life where I really can't see it for what it is. And then somebody close to me was like, yeah, you're being an ASS, you know, and you need to look at that. And today I have support people in my life and I have my sponsor and I have, you know, my husband and my best friend, you know, that will keep me grounded in the truth and have me look at what's really going on. And I think we only grow as human beings, and I hope this for Alexis, I hope this for James, I hope this for everybody, and I hope it for I hope it for myself most of all, you know, that we're open to the learning process, we're open to change, and we don't see change as a bad thing. You know, there's been moments in my life that have been horribly painful that I've had to go through from screw-ups that I've made, you know? But in the long run, I think it's just been greater on the other side because of what I've learned by going through it. At least I hope so. I don't think that the end of the day, the great lesson in our lives is, excuse me, how many views you get on a transformation picture, or, you know, like how many subscribers you have on YouTube, or a battle back and forth between beauty influencers for them. I think the great lesson in life, Charlie Brown, no, but I think the great lesson is really what have you learned from this about yourself, and will it take you to the next level? I say this a lot, and I believe this, you know, I say this on my other channel, that I believe that life is like this great school that we never graduate from, and we learn a lesson and we go to the next grade, and we learn a lesson and we go to the next grade, and life is about the lessons, and lessons are repeated until they are learned. So there's a lot of growth in this apology video that he made, and I think we're going to have to see what happens going forward. So let me know what you guys think about all this in the comment section below. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.